Hi there, and welcome to Graham's Guide Friday Live this Friday, the 14th of May. Great to have you with us still. We're finishing off with week 9 and we're coming into week 10. Look, we're going to be going back and looking at things that occurred earlier in the teaching period, particularly in week 1 when you chose your goals. And I'm going to play my welcome video from the start of the teaching period just to give you a reminder of the sort of things that I was saying back then. Let's have a watch. I believe we are creative by nature. I'm inspired by everything I see, everything I discover and explore, everything I love and fear, everything I am. And no matter our beginnings, no matter our journey or where we are right now, from this moment, without our intervention, our creativity strengthens, intensifies, and deepens. We must feel free to be creative, and this, of course, is always my intention. I believe a better life is possible through lifelong learning for me and for all. And my mission is guiding those who are in the pursuit of knowledge for a better life. This transformation is ongoing and takes place in both online and offline learning environments, which endeavor to be culturally enlightened and authentically human experiences, which also includes some fun and adventure. Come with me now. We will explore, we will transform, creating a better life together. And it has been a journey, and we are traveling on that journey together. Look, I think it's important to think about the transformational experience that education is. And every time I have studied, my life has been transformed. From when I did my first degree, I started my first degree back in 1996. At the completion of that degree, my life was transformed. I got a much better job with much higher pay. In fact, I think my pay doubled. From what I was doing, and then I moved on and I did some additional study and eventually completed my master's. And at that time, I was not looking for higher pay. I was looking for a more enjoyable work. And in fact, here I am at Swinburne Online, and I was not expecting to be here 7 years ago when I returned from the themed entertainment industry in the United States, where I was living in the entertainment capital of the world, Burbank, in Los Angeles. But anyway, here we are, and a lot of things have happened in the past 12 weeks. You've read a lot of theory, and you've learned a lot about yourself and how you study, and about how you play with others, such as virtual collaboration and these sorts of things. So let's go in and have a quick look at a few of these things. But first, I just want to remind you that Tanya's announcements contain gold gems that are wonderful and helpful for assignment 3. Particularly this announcement here, announcement 3 videos. She posted the link in a previous announcement, but here are the links here. So these are the links you should follow to learn more about how to complete assignment 3. Tanya goes into a great deal of detail. These are essential viewing before you come to our Collaborate session in week 10, which is next Wednesday night. I think it's Wednesday. I will go in and have a quick look at that. Now I've mentioned that. Announcement. No, that's not where it is. In discussions and Collaborate forum. And yes, Wednesday, the 19th of May at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you next Wednesday night. for a Collaborate session, but watch those videos of Tanya's before coming to the Collaborate session, or at least before you start on your assignment 3, because that information there is invaluable. Now you'll see here on my agenda above, I talk about the view from the balcony. Now, when you're writing your reflective essay, I really think a metaphor for this is perhaps, if you're in a theater and you sit up on the balcony and you're looking down at the stage, and down there is where your life is unfolding, or where you're watching how your life has unfolded over the last 12 weeks. And from that position in the balcony, you can see not only what's going on there on stage, but other things that are happening around the place. What's influences from your family, from COVID-19, from all sorts of other things. So you're watching yourself on the stage there over the last 12 weeks, but there are all of these other things that have caused great adversity, great joy, celebrations, tears, all sorts of things have been occurring over the past 12 weeks, and yet here you are. And so taking this view from the balcony is a great way to look at your reflection, or a great way to reflect on what's occurred and how you've used some of those theories, like virtual collaboration and social constructivism, to grow and transform, which I talk about in that welcome video. The transformative nature of education should not be underestimated. So when you're writing your essay, again, as I say here, oh look, I've got a typo there. That should be a 3. Sorry, I'm easily distracted. So the second point here is use personal examples. Personal examples that differentiate your essay from the next essay that's being marked. Your essay, a reflective essay, it should be about you. Of course, you can write using the first person, so you can use I. But the essay should be about you, and you should expose yourself a little bit. We don't want to hear, the real nitty gritty of what's going on in your life. Because that's probably too much information to be sharing. But some of the adversity that has impacted on your studies, or some of the joys that have impacted on your studies, some of those light bulb moments when you were reading about, I'm going to say virtual collaboration again because it's right on the tip of my head, tip of my brain, tongue, whatever that idiom is. Find that moment where, oh, now I get what virtual collaboration is. I mean, I'm virtually collaborating all the time when I'm online, with power companies, with friends and relatives, with my work colleagues. This sort of virtual collaboration where, you've got joint goals that you're trying to achieve, and you work together to achieve those goals collaboratively. And synchronous and asynchronous communication impacts on that. So when you're in a live video Zoom chat and you've got that synchronous communication, you're answering questions straight away, getting the answers you want very quickly. But when you're in email or messenger, and then you've got that asynchronous communication where you ask a question and 3 days later you still haven't got an answer, so you're sending a follow-up email, just giving you a nudge, I really need an answer to this question. All of these things are interesting, and you can find personal examples in there to share in your assignment 3 essay. Even on your personal learning, for example, metacognition, maybe over the last 12 weeks you've worked out that studying from 6 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock in the morning was not a good idea. It turns out that it's better for me to do it, between 10 and 11, or in the evening, or on a weekend. Metacognition is about learning how you learn best. So knowing yourself, knowing that in the morning, for me, I actually get my best work done in the morning. I'm alert, I'm awake. So I know that I really, if I've got something important to do, I need to start early and have it done by 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, because come the afternoon, the day becomes very, very slow for me if I'm trying to get a job done. And in the evenings, you can pretty much write me off. So I would never schedule study for the evening. Um, it's just, that's my metacognitive journey right there. So these are personal examples you can write about. Um, and you need to connect these to literature. That's the third point there. So talking about the connecting to literature, that's what I've just been saying. I was talking about metacognition. So when I mention metacognition, put in an in-text citation to the theory. And when you're talking about virtual collaboration, again, in-text citation to theory, you should end up with, between 10 and 15 citations for this final essay, something like that. You might not have 10, you probably don't need more than 15, but somewhere between 5 and 15 references to support your discussion is going to result in a higher grade, particularly if you're using relevant theory and you're using it in a meaningful way. Don't try and discuss too much. People have been asking me about, from the module 3.4 examples, do I talk about all of those things that I mentioned in 3.4? No. Choose a representative example, maybe 2 or 3 examples from the module 3.4 activity, and provide an in-depth analysis and evaluation connected to theory on your response to 1 or 2 of those responses. No need to respond to all of them. 1 or 2 representative examples will be sufficient, and that's the best way to approach that. Is there anything else I wanted to show you? Maybe the week 9. I've already showed you this before, though. In week 9, I put a table here at the top here about connecting theory. These are some suggestions. I went back, as I've said before, to your earlier posts, and I chose some goals from week 1. I've popped them here. I've provided some literature that might be used to support those goals. And look, that's about as much as I really wanted to say. I think I've said enough. You're actually tracking really well. Look, the average grade, you got your assignment 2s back. Frankly, everybody did a really good job. Everyone grew from where they were to a better place. So if you got a failing grade, frankly, I saw improvement from week 1 to your submission of the failing grade. So even though it did not meet the criteria, there had been improvement, and I feel that there's an upward trajectory there to improve from assignment 2 to assignment 3 for every student. The average, we have 2,000 students. The average grade across those 2,000 students was about 65%. So I don't want you to use that as a measure for yourself, but if you got a credit and you're feeling bad about having got a credit, well, the average grade was 65. So don't feel bad about your grade. If you got in the 50s, if you didn't pass, if you got in the 50s, as I said, there's not one person that I didn't see improvement in, and so there is definitely room, and I believe that there will be improvement in your submission of assignment 3. Look, that's about enough from me for this Friday Live, and we'll catch up with you in the discussion boards, and hopefully I'll see you on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. for the Collaborate session. Bye for now.